Hello, everyone, and welcome to another one of my reading and writing diaries. It has been a long time. In fact, it is October 18th, and I believe the last one I did was in August, the end of August. I actually did another video a few weeks after that one, but I never uploaded it for some reason. I don't know why, and I feel like it would just be too too late at this point to upload it. So I'll just update you right now as to how my writing and reading is going. So for my novel, oh, and it's gone. My novel, I did manage to do some writing between the last video and this video, and my total number of words is 40,000. I think it's 569. I'm not quite positive on that, but it's around there. It's 40,000 words, definitely, which is very good. It is a kind of significant milestone. I am approaching about the halfway mark in terms of how much I'd want to write, and I've completed at least 4 sections of my novel, which is good as well. And I wouldn't say they're the best written sections of a novel I've ever written in my life, but they are good, and I feel happy about them. But the other thing that I need to address is the fact that I have not done any video updates for a while. And I actually received a very nice comment on my last video. Someone asked if I was going to do another video. Um, and the main reason is I have started a new job. I started a job in the beginning of September. And essentially, I'm teaching. Well, I am teaching, not essentially, I am teaching. And I have a lot of work for this teaching gig. It's good in terms of my career, but it is bad in terms of being able to do anything outside of actually writing, outside of actually working on my teaching. So yes, I enjoy the teaching very much, love it. It's very rewarding, and I'm teaching English, so one of the exciting things is that I actually get to focus on the thing that I find most exciting, and I get to think about it new and different ways and try to come up with new and interesting ways to teach the subjects in which I'm teaching. But as I said, there's no time at all for anything else. In fact, I find it very difficult to even read or do anything sort of creative outside of this, my work. So I have not been writing that much. I have been, and I also have to note that I have been writing at sometimes, usually on the weekends, but the writing has been mostly focused on smaller pieces, and an essay that I was working on that I finished in September, and then I've been trying to send out to a few places to see if I can publish it. And a short story that's actually becoming basically a novella, because it's at about 6 or 7 thousand words right now, and I expect it to go up to about 9,000 words. So that I've also been working on. So I've been kind of derailed by these side projects. I'm still fully committed to my novel, and I still want to get it completed. My only thing is that I just find it very difficult to concentrate on it. I have, like, every time a weekend rolls around, I basically entirely forgot. I've been so busy in the last week that I've entirely forgotten what a weekend is. I can't even remember what I worked on last weekend. So I find it very hard to keep in my mind the details of the novel that I'm supposed to be writing. So, I mean, with all that being said, I do hope to continue with the novel on. I think I'm probably not going to start writing it again, the first draft. I'm probably not going to work on the draft again until towards the end of the semester, and we'll see how that goes. Um, but that I might work on some smaller projects, just because I'd like to get them finished and sent out and everything. In terms of all the rest of my writing experience, I can't say it's been the most positive. I have sent out this essay, and I've received some feedback about it, generally positive, but so far no one has wanted to take it. I can understand why it's a little bit of an odd essay. I really like it and I feel very proud of it, which actually makes it easier for it to be rejected because I'm actually like, I really enjoy this. Like, I don't feel any problems with it. I don't feel like when they're rejecting it, they're seeing some secret flaw inside me. But it'd be nice to get it somewhere. Um, and, you know, as the fall rolls around, the fall is a time of, I guess, reconsidering what your your life is like and thinking about. I always feel like it's a period of consolidation, and you start to think about, um, what is the deep meaning behind everything. I feel like this is why like lots of books come out in fall, and lots of arty movies and all that stuff. And you know, part of this is that um, I'm I'm increasingly becoming skeptical about whether or not I can even make a career out of any. Well, I didn't think that I would make a full-time career out of any of my writing, but that the writing that I want to do, I don't know if it will ever be in any way appreciated or at least commercially, I don't know, commercially available is the term. It feels like the industry right now is in such a bad situation that it doesn't even really know, like even the small presses don't even know what to do. And I find, I think that to be successful in this climate, there's lots of ways to be successful in this climate, but I think um, I'm not particularly hitting any sort of the right notes for this. I think, if you can give a kind of if you can give kind of a very polished um, you have polished writing that kind of hits all the right notes and checks all the check boxes for what a good writer is, then you're going to be successful in this environment. Um, I think if you have some sort of platform or some sort of people know you, um, then you are going to be successful in this environment. Um, and there's a few other ways, but I for instance, I'm not very well known. I don't really have any powerful friends. In general, my writing is in a weird zone between being not experimental, but also not what um, what is, I guess, considered uh, regular writing, or I don't even know. Um, so sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. And I was someone I know who's also written a novel and who's having a little bit of, or actually, sorry, he's written a memoir, and he's having a bit of a struggle getting it published. Um, he was expressing some doubt as to whether he was going to have a career in writing. And I mean, he was saying it, but I kind of felt the same way too. And, he was saying that he was just very happy to be reading. And I think that's kind of my feeling as well, is that I have to just kind of cultivate, you know, you have to just keep working, keep doing what you feel is the right thing, and, think of other ways to get your work out there. And this is why I'm actually seriously considering self-publishing my novel, because at this point um, I don't even see why there would be a problem with me self-publishing. I mean, all I really want from my book is for other people to read it. And sure, not a lot of people read self-published books, but I never suspected that my book would be read by a lot of people anyway. And at least I would have the ability to say, hey, this is something I've written. Why don't you check it out, to someone if I did want to let them know what I'd written. And yeah, there's a very negative stigma attached to self-publishing, but I also don't really care. Like, I feel very proud of what I've created. I really like it as a work. Um, and so for me, I mean, I didn't expect to get any money from it anyway, so I don't even know why there would be an issue with me self-publishing. The only thing is that, you know, I could think of it would damage my reputation, which I don't even have a reputation, so I don't even know why that would be an issue. But you know, you could see why some people would think, oh, well, you shouldn't do that because later on publishers will look badly on you self-publishing. And it's like, I suppose, but at the same time, this industry is changing so quickly, and in you know, I don't even. I think in the future that well, I don't even know. I have no idea. So that's the thing. Like, no one really knows what's going on with this industry, and so I think to try to follow the established path of how people have become uh, well known with their writing is just ridiculous, and that you shouldn't even try to follow it. You should just try to uh, follow the path that gets your writing out there, and that should be the way you think about it. So I am considering it. I will probably think about it a bit more. At the same time, I've actually thought about something that's a little different than just a regular story, that would involve actually like programming. Um, you know, maybe that's what I should try to move into, to actually get people to engage with my content. So I'm going to think about that as well. Anyway, enough of that blathering on. It's basically just to let you know that I am not feeling very confident about the writing industry right now. That being said, I do get to read. I commute a lot. I commute for probably, some days I commute like 3 or 4 hours, depending upon where I'm going. And so I do read. I don't always read constantly all through those commutes because it can be, I can get tired of it. And also I'm reading Jean Genet, Our Lady of the Flowers. And it's very good. It's very like, it doesn't have a plot. And so it becomes a little bit tiring sometimes to focus on it, particularly if I have other stresses in my life. But it's very, very good. And, you know, as I'm reading it, I'm like, this is the sort of thing that I like. If Jean Genet were still alive, I would like to be able to write something that he would like. And that would be probably a very difficult thing to do. But that's a sort of, you know, you write for particular people, or you write in a particular way because you you want to be able to communicate in a way with who you think are the people who are most aligned with you. And, you know, Jean Genet for me is, the way he writes is just so interesting, and he is what I feel like good writing is. You know, it's stupid to say that, but you know, when you're a kid, or when I was younger, I used to think that it was very easy for I just assumed that everyone could spot what good writing was, or that everyone shared. I mean, it's so stupid. Everyone shared my idea of what good writing is, and you know, as you get older, you start to realize that no, a lot of people do not share your idea of what good writing is, or what good writing, good anything is, and you sometimes realize how small the group of people who appreciate or think the way you do. I mean, I don't even think there's. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's my problem, is that I don't really know if I have a lot of. I share my ideas with a lot of people about what good writing is. I think maybe that's my biggest problem, is that I have a very idiosyncratic view of this, and that I don't feel like a lot of people, yeah. I think it's much easier to get published if you know exactly who your peers are, or who the people who would agree with you are. And I just don't necessarily have, I just don't even know who those people would be. I mean, a lot of, I look a lot of literary magazines, and I'm always a little bit like, I don't really see anyone here who I feel that energized by in terms of their writing. Um, and then I read Jean Genet, and I am very energized by his writing, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, this is all very tangential, and probably because I haven't done one of these videos in a while, this is why I'm going off on all these weird tangents. But basically, you know, I think that's why I kind of agree with the person I was talking about, who was saying that, sometimes it's just good to read, and it is good to read. Read the people that you feel most connected to, and that you feel kind of understand, or arguing for the things that you want to argue for. And so, that's what I'm just going to keep on doing. I'm going to keep on reading, and reading what I think is important, and writing what I think is important, and trying to get it out there as well as I can. In any case, that's basically it for this installment. I don't know if I'll be able to do one next week. I'll try to do one. My last video was called Rituals for Writing, and it is hilarious that I stopped writing soon after I wrote that, or soon after I did that. But part of that is because I didn't have my rituals, my regular rituals anymore, and my schedule completely changed, and I've actually been unable to do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. For instance, I haven't worked out in like 2 months. But yeah, I think maybe one of these rituals that I need to restart doing is doing these videos, even if I'm not necessarily working on my novel, just to keep in the habit of talking about reading and writing, so that I keep this going. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little bit rambly. That's unfortunately the nature of it right now. But yes, I hope to see you soon, and I will try to do more videos as soon as possible. In any case, I hope you have a good Saturday. Bye-bye.